Former Vice President Al Gore is in the middle of a live stream event to raise awareness about climate change. It's called 24 Hours of Reality, Protect Our Planet, Protect Our Health. Vice President Gore is being joined by a long list of celebrities to help fill the time and get the message out. We want to welcome Vice President Gore to our broadcast. Mr. Vice President, it's good to see you. Good morning. It's good to see you. And good morning.
Good morning.
And we're being live streamed at the same time as your broadcast, and so we have a little bit of a delay. But I just wanted to, before we got into 24 Hours of Reality, you have a unique perspective, being a former vice president. Your thoughts on President Bush and what he meant to this country.
He left a legacy of extraordinary integrity and grace in his service, and I remember his personal kindness. I was impressed by his intense love of our country. I remember when I gave my second and final concession speech in 2000, I was in the Secret Service car going back to the Vice President's residence, and it was President George H.W. Bush calling me on the telephone, and he was overcome with emotion, and he said the kindest things. It was really a touching call. And please, I will be at the National Cathedral tomorrow morning after this broadcast tonight. I'll get on a United red eye and be there. Please convey my personal condolences to the member of your Today Show family, Jenna Hager Bush, along with the rest of the family.
Well, thank you so much. Now, you're in this live stream dealing with reality. It's a reality show, if you will, about climate change, about what we can do on this planet. And during President Bush's administration, they kind of laid the groundwork for the reports that now give us every 4 years a snapshot of this planet's health. So there is an indebtedness we have to him as far as the environment.
Yes, I was with former President Bush in Rio de Janeiro at the original Earth Summit in 1992, which was the agreement that laid the groundwork for all the meetings that led to the Paris Agreement and the meeting that is beginning this week in Poland. And this live stream, by the way, is also broadcast on networks around the world in 180 countries. We're in 800 million homes and more than 50 million online viewers thus far. We're going to have a lot of those. Of course, our numbers went up during these few minutes, so thank you, Al, for your long-time attention to the climate crisis. Seriously, you have been one of the meteorologists who's led the way in connecting the dots, and thank you for that.
It was our honor.
Mr. Vice President, are you at all heartened by where we are right now in this country in terms of at least awareness about climate change and the causes of climate change, the effects of climate change?
Well, the problem is still getting worse at a rate faster than we're developing and implementing the solutions. But there is an awakening to this crisis, and Mother Nature deserves the credit for it, because when you think about the unprecedented and catastrophic deadly fires in California, the hurricanes in North Carolina, and Hurricane Harvey last year in Houston that dumped 5 feet of rain. Every night on the television news is like a nature hike through the book of Revelation, and people are connecting the dots and seeing this. And of course, the National Climate Assessment came out 2 weeks ago in the wake of the international report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And just last week, Climate and Health, which is the theme of our 24 Hours of Reality broadcast. We go to each of the 24 time zones all around the world, and we'll come back to the U.S. tonight, your time, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the East Coast. And so, you know, in answer to your question, the problem is still getting worse. This is a global emergency, and people don't like to hear a phrase like that, but that's truly what it is, and we have got to recognize it. We have the solutions. We need the policies to implement them.
All right, Mr. Vice President, thank you so much. Good luck and stamina continuing for the next 24 hours. We really appreciate it. And you can find more information about the live stream on our website at today.com.
Looks great for a guy who's been up all night, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I remember when you did your Rokathon, and these last hours, it gets a little tricky.
That's right. Of course, they didn't turn my audio off when I went to the bathroom. I was the first man to actually ever live stream.
But don't, Bob. Oh, we were looking at the video, and you started growing facial hair during the show too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
He gets
Do it again on a
PTSD just talking about
Peloton this time.
Yes, exactly. 24 hours of Peloton.